千里之行，始于足下。A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Welcome to Tao Talks with Derek Lin, where we take a deep dive into the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. I would like to extend a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. I would like to invite you to center your thoughts and direct your attention to this moment in time, to the here and now, to be fully present and mindfully aware as we all ready ourselves for this sacred process in the Tao with one another. Speaking of the wind and the rain, let me zoom in on those contextually in both communication and in life. Starting with the strong wind. So I want to lay out a couple of columns here. One column for communication, the other one for life. When we talk about strong wind and communication, this will summarize what we talked about a moment ago. It can be unnecessarily forceful words. We talked about hot air. That's pompous proclamations. And remember, whenever we talk about strong wind and communication, it can be the aggressive, in-your-face style of communication, loud voice, screaming, yelling, etc. There's also the monopolizing of a conversation. A conversation should be an exchange, a two-way street. Monopolizing seeks to turn that into a one-way street. There's also sense of urgency, stress. When someone is speaking quickly at you, urging you to do something, don't waste any time, do it now. This is trying to pressure others into taking a particular action or making a decision. It is a favorite tactic of scammers everywhere. The idea is that apply enough pressure and the other person doesn't have time to think if the action to be undertaken is a wise course of action. So, strong wind can apply to events in life as well. First, changes that bring problems. This is where we go back to the metaphor, the winds of change. The winds of change are ever present in our lives. And sometimes the change makes everything worse, not better. We have all seen such changes. And it seems as if in the last few decades, there's been even more changes because of all the disruptions on a worldwide scale, like technological advances causing job loss in whole sectors of the economy. And just when you think things are starting to settle down, they shift again, forcing you to figure out how to cope all over again. Then, wind, the strong wind can be forces that are destructive. We know destructive winds can tear off the roof of a house. Tornadoes will do even more, destroy entire house, entire communities, neighborhoods. Many houses all at once. So in life, the tornadoes that we encounter in life are the disasters that cause us widespread damage. Perhaps in personal finance, perhaps in relationships or friendships, and perhaps in your peace of mind. Then, strong wind, the wind that blows you off course. This is back to the sailing metaphor again in regards to the voyage of life. When a ship encounters a storm, the powerful winds can force the ship far away from its intended course. Applying that metaphor to life, it just means circumstances can force you to change your plans. In the Tao, someone who was on the path, who had been on the path, may stray from it like a ship going off course due to a negative event or a series of negative events. Then we have headwinds against you. So this is like the wind that blows you off course, except that such winds come at you from the left or right from an angle, whereas a headwind is a wind that blows directly against you, blowing in the opposite direction that you are headed. And this can be an aircraft, a ship. Either way, it makes it much more difficult to travel forward. In life, it just means misfortune occurring in your life, making it difficult for you to make progress in it, like running out of resources for a particular goal that you have in mind. Perhaps this is an unexpected expense that forces you to dig into savings meant for something else. So with the slide at the moment, we see the two different ways that we can apply the strong wind to communication and to life. So what about the rain? We start with communication. We've talked about the sudden interruptions, cutting people off, not letting them finish talking. There's also discouraging negativity. This is being the naysayer, as we talked about, to rain on somebody's parade, to be critical, discouraging, or dismissive. Now, when we encounter this kind of sudden rain in life, people who do that, they may say, look, I'm just being realistic. Or they may say, look, I'm just trying to help you. I want you to level set expectations so you can avoid disappointment. We also know that at the same time, they are dashing your hopes, squashing your motivation. You end up much less enthused about something that you really want to do. And then we have the emotional outbursts that we discussed, rain as a metaphor for tears. This would be like a sudden barrage of emotional anguish, full of blame and accusations. And then we have a disagreement that is surprising, that's coming up out of the blue, a conflict that was not anticipated, something that was surfacing without warning, an unpleasant surprise. So these are all possible meaning in the communication side for the sudden rain. What about for life? So first, something that's disruptive. A disruption in one's plans. The sudden rain can represent that. We have often seen how the sudden rain can put a planned outdoor event on hold or perhaps force a change of venue. So in life overall, we can come across disruptions that make us have no choice but to put things on hold or change some aspect of our plans. Next, the sudden rain can be a test of preparedness. Rain symbolizes contingencies, highlighting the unpredictable nature of life. Just like the weather can be unpredictable, even today with improved weather forecast, we can still be taken by surprise. Certainly in life, if one does not think ahead to foresee potential problems before they occur, one can be caught off guard. So when the sudden rain comes, are you prepared? That is the question. Next, we have the rain representing a moment of need. This is just like when we say you have to save for a rainy day. When the rainy day comes, it's a time of need. Now, in life, we know it can definitely happen that the rainy day comes before any saving has been accumulated. So this will be related to the test of preparedness. And oftentimes, people will put the emphasis when they say saving on a rainy day, it's about the financial resources. And number 4, we have a disaster at a large scale. So the rain can represent storm, hurricanes, heavy downpour that causes disasters like mudslides and flooding. So in life, the heavy downpour can be like an emotional or life overload, a situation where what you get is one stress after another until things fall apart. Mudslides can symbolize the collapse of stability. One moment you think you are on solid ground, but then it gives way and disintegrates right where you stand. So none of us wants to have that happen in life. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.